Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and Victor Gyokeres is an Arsenal player. It's a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. He will be wearing the Arsenal shirt against Manchester United in a few short weeks' time in the Premier League. The big question is this going to be the guy that takes Manchester United, wish it was Manchester United, takes Arsenal to the title? So Victor Gyokeres is an Arsenal player. It's a here we go. And that's why I'm live. I don't normally do live reactions to transfers, but there's a few of you saying Manchester United in the mud. Look, I unashamedly would have done this deal if Arsenal hadn't done it. I unashamedly would have hijacked it. I mean, you're talking about a football club here that is on its arse in relation to Manchester United and not Arsenal, which is ironic, really, because they've got arse in the name. But Arsenal are one of the best clubs in Europe and therefore one of the best in the world. They have finished second the last 2 or 3 seasons. They're in the Champions League. They're going to be in the Champions League. They're a striker away, in my opinion, from winning a title. And Gyokeres is the best striker in Europe. I have been saying this for 6 months. I didn't know he was going to be Arsenal's guy. I thought it was going to be Sesko. And the minute Arsenal got linked to him, I said, I hope they get Sesko, because I think that he is incredible. I'm not bitter about it at all. I can completely understand why you choose Arsenal over Manchester United. You can't sit there watching United like I do on the United stand with all the United fans every week and go, we're an attraction. We are on our arse. It's a massive job to get Manchester United back. And at 27, you'd look at that if you're Gyokeres and go, do I go there and get in a project that might not work? I mean, Man United have had more bloody projects than Alan Sugar. It's on The Apprentice. You could waste the rest of your career. Look at Bruno. He's been on a project at Man United for years, not been anywhere near a Premier League title or a Champions League. So you can understand why a 27-year-old would choose Arsenal. And you can understand why that's what he wants. I can understand why Arsenal have chosen him over Sesko as well, because I think Arsenal with Sesko, you are bringing in a younger player who has huge potential, but Arsenal have finished second for the last 2 or 3 years, and they need to bring somebody in that can hit the ground running now. The pressure is not on Gyokeres. The pressure is on Arsenal and Arteta to win the title now. I mean, look, it's been an incredible summer transfer window, and in some ways, I really looked at this summer transfer window and thought Arsenal get a striker and it gets interesting. The volume of transfers that Liverpool and Chelsea and Man City have made means that Arsenal with a striker now doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win the league, but they've gone out and done what they needed to do. They've done more than that. They've brought good players in as well. But there will be people out there now who sit there and go, oh, he's not that good. He's done it in the Portuguese league. Look at Ramos at PSG. Look at Nunez at Liverpool. They've failed. There's plenty of players from Portugal who have succeeded, by the way. Bruno Fernandes came in from Sporting, and despite being in a United side that hasn't necessarily done that well, he's consistently put in numbers that would put him in the top attacking midfielders in the world. And he's been considered our best signing in a decade. So, yeah, Sporting Bruno, Sporting Gyokeres. There are other players as well that have come in from Sporting and done pretty well. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't do too bad. So I think Gyokeres is fantastic. He's also very well respected in the Coventry City fan community. I know a few Coventry City fans, and they're like, where's this myth that he was a flop in England? He did really well in the Championship with us, and Sporting bought him. He was always going to leave. He could have gone to a Premier League club and he went to Sporting. So this myth that he won't adapt to the English game when he's already played it. And I always say, if you've got a young player that's not ready for your first team, drop him into the Championship. So I just think he's going to get, at Arsenal as well, you're going to get chances. You're going to get creativity. You give him 3 good chances a game, he's not going to suddenly lose the ability to finish because the air is different in England to Portugal. I just think he's going to be a success. The question is it going to be enough for Arsenal? Because I think the landscape has changed in the sense that Liverpool are very good. Chelsea are on the up. Man City might bounce back, but we're in for a hell of a season, not just in the Premier League, but in the Champions League as well. And it's weird. I suppose I can sit here and say, look, I love football. That's why I do That's Football. I think Liverpool are an incredible side and they've bought really, really well. Man City, I think, have bought really well, and I think Pep's a fantastic manager. Chelsea have impressed me massively with their ambition. But out of all of them, if I had to pick who I would want to win the league, it probably would be Arsenal, because Liverpool are our biggest rival. Man City are our city rival. Chelsea have won it recently. Arsenal have never won a Champions League, and they haven't won the league in bloody years. So I would probably say if one of those four teams are going to win the Premier League. And as a United fan or any other fan, you can sit there and go, well, I don't want to say, but actually one of them is going to win the league. So I hope it is Arsenal, because it's the lesser of the rivals or reasons I just said there. So I hope Gyokeres does do well, because I think as football fans in the modern game, we all have players that we sort of go, I think they're fantastic. I think they're a fantastic player. And I think Gyokeres is a fantastic player. And I've been massively intrigued on this channel over the years discussing who Arsenal are going to bring in as their striker. And I've got to be honest, now that it's done, I didn't really get the Sesko deal. I mean, it might have worked really, really well, but I didn't really get the Sesko deal. What I do get is I get the Gyokeres deal. 27, loads of goals in him, proven goal scorer, physical, can carry the ball, can hold the ball, scores free kicks, gets loads of assists as well. This doesn't get mentioned enough. I think Arsenal have gone out and got the best striker they can get. The only other player I think they could have gone for was Osimhen, and he has this. I like Osimhen. I think he would have been, for me, Victor Osimhen or Victor Gyokeres. Take your pick. I like both players. I think they were the two. I suppose with Osimhen, look at where he's playing. Galatasaray, he's earning 420k a week. Well, that's what you'd have to pay him in the UK to cover off the tax that he doesn't have to pay in Turkey. So financially, that's never going to work anyway. So I think you've got the best you can get there. And I think it's a fantastic signing. So make sure you smash a like on the video if you're watching. I want to go through some of your comments in a moment, but Victor Gyokeres is a Arsenal player. It has been confirmed. 63.5 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons, 5-year contract. The explanation on the delay is basically on the add-ons. Obviously, they waived the agent fees so that this deal could get done. And there's just been a bit of a negotiation around that. We spoke about it this morning on the United Stand. We did a video here on it this morning. Look, the little bit of background around that. The Portuguese press on Sunday, every single one of them said Man United had been offered Gyokeres. Fabrizio Romano last night said Man United had been offered Gyokeres. And then this afternoon, Arsenal get a here we go. This is really similar to what happened to Man United on Thursday with Mbeumo. We're not getting the deal done. The next thing you know, Newcastle are going to bid for Wizza. Brentford won't sell Wizza and Mbeumo. We've got an here we go on Mbeumo. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe who wins? Arsenal. Who wins? Sporting get the price they want. Sometimes it seems this summer you need to throw somebody in, don't you? Like Newcastle start going for Ekitike and Liverpool react. So you can't start a fire without a spark, and maybe that Man United story from Romano this morning just did that. Look, I can speak for myself as a United fan. We're in a bad place. We need a striker. Why would you not? And I don't think United will admit it. We won't publicly admit it, but of course we would have hijacked that deal if there was any inclination. But Sporting have a job to do to get the best deal for themselves. Gyokeres always wanted Arsenal, and they've got him now. As I said, the most interesting thing for me is that what a Super Sunday do we have on the opening Premier League weekend? I mean, look, I think we're all excited. We all play Fantasy Premier League for the first couple of weeks, don't we? And I'll be there as well. But that Sunday is just so exciting. I mean, I think the Premier League is going to be brilliant this year anyway. I think it's going to be a different type of Premier League. I don't think it's going to be as competitive. I was speaking to Terry about this today, and he was saying last season, Arsenal fell off. Chelsea had a weird season. Man United had a bad season. Man City had a bad season. The only big club that had a consistently good season was Liverpool. And the real winners were the Fulhams, the Bournemouths, the Brightons, etc., the Brentfords. This year, it feels like the big boys are coming back. It feels like we're going to have a runaway top four and they're going to compete with themselves. And that Arsenal-Man United game, look, Arsenal are favourites. They've got Zubimendi, Rice, Saka, Gyokeres, but it's at Old Trafford and it's against Amorim and it's Man United against Arsenal. And you'd be licking your lips at that. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a great start to the weekend, to the season. I know, you know, I wouldn't write Man United off winning it. As much as people will laugh, Arsenal fans know themselves. If I mention Brentford more recently, or maybe Coventry, or maybe Norwich for the older fans, opening day losses to teams you wouldn't expect to lose to. So yeah, look, it's exciting, and Gyokeres in the Premier League is as exciting as Ekitike is, or Wirtz is, or Zubimendi is, or hopefully Rodrigo is. There's some really, really good additions to the Premier League this season, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited indeed. But no, I don't have any. I don't have any sort of thoughts or feelings around Manchester United in this. I think it was it was always very obvious that Arsenal were going to do it, and they've got it done. And I'm actually very, very excited to see how it works out, because I think it was really also just wanted to say as well, I think it's really important. Jerry says, is this clickbait? Yes, Jerry, it's clickbait. Fabrizio Romano, me, Ben Jacobs, Pletty and the whole of football are all scamming you, Jerry, about Gyokeres signing for Arsenal. We're all scamming you. It's all a big joke. You are Jim Carrey in the Truman Show, living the Truman Show. It's all one big joke. So it's not real, anybody. We're not live reacting to a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. It's all one big joke. But I think that one thing that is really important as well, I forgot to mention, is that Gyokeres sat on a beach in Mallorca while Arsenal are out in Asia on their pre-season tour. That needed to stop. Regardless of rumours of hijacks or add-ons, that needed to stop. This is a really important season. You need your most important player on the training ground playing ASAP. I think it's 3 weeks on Sunday. United play Arsenal. Perfect time now. Gyokeres does his medical, gets 2 or 3 weeks in that team, plays a couple of pre-season games. Perfect timing. Absolutely perfect. Thanks everyone for watching. I could have recorded it, but I thought, you know what, there was a couple of things I wanted to sort of hit with you live as well. So thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel, smash a like on the video, get involved, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Thank you.